Hello students, welcome back to your own digital learning station Prudence Coaching English class. Today we are going to learn about all the question answers from the poem A Poison Tree by William Blake. This is one of the most famous masterpieces of William Blake. Here the poet has discussed about the destructive power of our anger and revengeful feelings. If you want the line by line explanation with important word notes and summary, then check the description box for this particular video. Otherwise, you can go to the playlist and check the video for further reference. Let's start all the question answer from this poem. Here is the first question, comprehension. As you can see, these are reference to context. Answer these questions with reference to the context. Here is the first line which is being extracted from this poem. Night and morning with my tears, and I shunned it with smiles. Here the poet is actually saying that he is shedding his tears continuously for day and night, and he is trying to hide his feelings with his deceitful smiles. Now the question, the first one, what happened night and morning? Answer. The poet let his anger grow day and night in his mind because he feared from telling about it and also kept memorizing the ill activity which the poet's enemy might have done. Now, the second question, why were tears shed? Answer. The tears were shed in extreme hatred as he kept memorizing the ill activities of his enemy. C. What was it? Answer. It refers to the bitter indignations, anger, and extreme grudges of the narrator against his enemy. Last question from this paragraph. What does "shunned it with smiles" mean? Answer. Here, "shunned it with smiles" symbolizes the poet's fake smiles, deceitful tricks, and plots which he used to hide his anger and let the tree of anger grow in his mind. Next question. And with soft, deceitful wiles, and it grew both day and night. Here, the poet is saying that he is trying to hide his feelings with soft, deceitful wiles, and these deceitful feelings and his anger and revengeful feelings keep growing constantly by day and night. Now, let's start the question answers. First question, what grow both day and night? Answer. The poet fails to give up his anger and hatred against his foe, and therefore this poisonous tree of hate kept growing day and night in his mind. Second question, whose wiles are referred to here? Students, as you know, wiles can be defined as devious, cunning stratagems employed in manipulating or persuading someone to do what you want them to do. Here is the answer. In A Poison Tree by William Blake, the speaker's wiles are referred to here. Next question. Why does the person use wiles? Answer. The person is deploying his wiles to hide his anger, and besides, he is attempting to persuade his bitter enemy to act as per his desires. Next question. How did it grow? Answer. Here it refers to his anger, which grew more because he kept it within himself and nurtured it day and night with his soft, deceitful wiles. He compared his anger with the shiny apple fruit. Next question. And my foe beheld its sign, and he knew that it was mine. Now, here the narrator's foe or enemy tried to get the fruit of anger snatched away, and he knew that this bright apple fruit was the narrator's only. Now, the questions. First question: what did the foe see? Answer: the poet's enemy saw the shining apple fruit, which was grown by the harmful nutrients like deceit, hate, and tricks. Next question: why did it shine? Answer: it shone to act as an enticement to the poet's enemy and lured him to eat this poisonous fruit, which resulted his painful death. Next question: what was mine? Answer: the bright apple fruit was mine. The poet's hidden anger is symbolized by the forbidden apple tree, which bears poisonous apples. Next question: what did the foe do with it? Answer: the foe stole the apple from the poison tree at night and supposedly ate it, that caused his agonizing demise beneath the tree. Next question: comprehension. Answer these questions. Here the first question is: which phrase in stanza 1 has the same meaning as kept his anger to himself? Here is the answer. The phrase in stanza 1 that has the same meaning as kept his anger to himself is I told it not. Second question: what did the narrator do when he was angry with his friend? Here is the answer. When the narrator got angry with his friend, he simply told his friend that he was annoyed, and thus he put an end to his bitterness. Third question: what did the speaker do when he was angry with his enemy? Answer: when the narrator was angry with his enemy, he didn't dare to express his anger with his enemy. Hence, he pretended to be friendly and happy with him, which watered his suppressed anger with fears and tears. Next question: why did the speaker's anger grow? Answer: the speaker's anger grew more because he kept it within himself. The speaker cultivated this anger as if it were something planted in a garden, metaphorically nourishing it with fears and tears both day and night. Next question: what does the speaker compare his anger with in the poem? Here is the answer. In A Poison Tree, the poet William Blake uses an extended metaphor while comparing his wrath with the new nurturing of a tree. The speaker's anger grows into a tree that bears poisonous apples. Next question: how did the speaker feed the tree? Here is the answer. The speaker fed the tree by burying his anger inside himself. He watered his growing fear night and morning with his tears and pretended to be nice to his enemy while kept on inwardly seething. Since the tree had been nurtured by the speaker's angry mind, it has become a poison tree bearing poisonous fruits. Next question: what happened to the speaker's enemy in the morning? Here is the answer. The speaker's anger blossomed into a bright poisoned apple fruit. His enemy ate the poisoned apple, and in the morning he was found dead under the tree. Next question: what do you think is the poet suggesting in this poem? Here is the answer. In A Poison Tree, the poet William Blake suggests that if we hold anger within and nurture it forever, then it becomes poisonous and can harm others too. In other words, we can say that the poet wants us to realize that hatred and anger are always destructive and do no good to anyone. Next question: what did the speaker do to ensure that the tree grew healthy? Here is the answer. The speaker watered the tree with his own fears and let his resentful, poisonous feelings grow a little at a time. Day and night he visited that tree and cried by recalling his foe's maltreatments. The water from his pent up emotions had been onto the tree to grow it even stronger. All trees need sunlight too, so the speaker uses the sun from his smile to fulfill his need as well. Now, the next question. How does the speaker feel that morning? Next part is, what does this tell us about him? Here is the first answer. That morning, the speaker feels delighted to see his dead enemy, like Satan was pleased to see Adam and Eve being expelled from heaven. Now, the next part, this shows that the speaker prones to hanging on to resentments and still harbors his indignations against his enemy. He can't realize the Christian forbearance truly. Now, the next part, perfect poetry appreciation. Here is the first question. Identify the lines in the poem where the poet has used a metaphor. Here is the answer. The lines in the poem where the poet has used an extended metaphor are, and I watered it in fears. The second line is, and I sound it with smiles. Next question. Identify a line in the poem where the poet has used a personification. Here is the answer. The line in the poem where the poet has used personification is, when the night had veiled the pole. Now, the next question. The poet has emphasized, I was angry twice. What does this indicate? Here is the answer. This indicates his separate feelings at two different situations. He shares everything with his friend to strengthen his friendship, whereas he hides his wrath underneath fake smiles that intensifies his stripes against his enemy. Now, the next question. Perform extension, think and discourse. Here is the first question. What does the tree symbolize in this poem? Here is the answer. In William Blake's A Poison Tree, the apple tree represents the growing anger in the speaker's heart against his enemy. The speaker's suppressed anger developed into a poison tree bearing poisonous fruits. The more he grieved, the more he was turned into a revengeful person, which resulted the death of his enemy. Here is the second question. Do you think this poem appears more like a piece of verse for small children with a clear moral message? Or do you think there is a difficult message wrapped in this verse? Comment for your answer. Here is the answer. Yes, this poem appears more like a piece of verse for small children with a clear moral message. This powerful and curious little poem is about the power of anger to become corrupted into something far and more deadly and devious if it is not aired honestly. Blake is saying that repressing our righteous anger makes us scheme into finding underhand ways to get back at our enemies, and consciously or unconsciously we end up setting traps for our enemies in order to bring them down. Contempt and anger always lead us to destruction because such behavior reduces our own moral constitution. So students, finally we have discussed all the question answer from this poem. If you want more important question answers and line by line explanation, do subscribe, like and share this content with your friends. Your little motivation will help us to provide you more helpful contents. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well by searching ICSE Prudence. Do comment for more helpful contents. Have a nice day students. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.